go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie, and today I have some spring chicken DIYs for you, all using supplies from the Dollar Tree. I had a lot of fun putting these together. They're going to be my decoration in my kitchen for spring. And so let's get started with our first DIY. I picked up 2 of these little lanterns from the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. It doesn't matter which ones because I'm going to kind of convert these into a little chicken coop. So I thought I could maybe pop them apart, which you can. They are kind of glued on, so you have to be a little bit careful. That one split a little, but it didn't really matter because it was just on the inside. And what I want to do is I want to pop the little decorative front panel out of the lantern, leaving an opening there where I can make a little area for my chicken nests. Now, it does have a little battery operated candle in there. I thought about using them, but I decided not to. So we're going to do the same thing here on the second one. And I'm making a lot of these decorations for my kitchen tier tray, but I'm also going to make some kitchen chicken decor as well. So this is going to go on my tier tray for spring. I just go ahead and cut the little rope hanger off the end that I popped off. The other end will have the open circle in there because I am not going to use the candle, but that's okay. I think I can make that work. I want to be able to kind of stack those together like that, using a jumbo popsicle stick to make some little dividers. But first, I want to stain it. Now, I wanted a very light stain. So I'm mixing Antique Wax by Waverly with just water and making just a very, very light stain. I just want that kind of medium wood color on these DIYs, but I wanted to do a little something. So I'm just going all over my little coop box. And then I'm going to do the same thing here on the other one. I was struggling to find something that I can make a chicken coop out of. I've seen some people make them out of the little plastic organizer with little pets in it from the toy aisle at Dollar Tree, but I didn't have one and I didn't really want to go hunting for that. I thought I could create my own, and I kind of like mine better. So I'm going to go ahead and stain the little cap as well, inside and outside, because you might be able to see it. And I'm just putting that stain on there and not drying it off, just because I don't want to wipe it all off because it's super, thin. So I just used my heat gun to dry those. I also stained the jumbo popsicle stick. I know that one's split, but it's the only one I had. So I need to get some more of those. I usually pick those up at Walmart, I think. And so I want to put it back together like that. And I was kind of thinking what to do with the opening at the end, but I kind of decided to go with it. So I'm going to put a very small dot of hot glue on each one. And then we're going to glue that on the 3 pegs that it's going to connect to. And it's going to leave it open like that. So we're going to do that on this one as well. I thought I could get around the little circles on the ends by alternating which end has the opening. And just kind of make it part of my little chicken coop design. So I need little dividers though, because I want there to be 2 sections for the chickens in each one. So I'm just going to cut 2 pieces of my jumbo popsicle stick down with a pair of scissors to make little dividers. And I'm just going to cut them perfectly to size so I can just kind of wedge them in there. And I don't even have to worry about gluing them in there. They kind of just stay put from the pressure of the tension. Now I'm going to use a little bead of hot glue on both tops and glue the top part of the coop on there. And this is how it looks. Isn't it cute? Now we need to decorate it. I don't have any little tiny chickens that I'm going to put in there, but I do have some Spanish moss, so I'm just going to take little pieces and make little chicken nests. And I decided to hot glue them in so it kind of all stays together. I don't have to worry about it falling apart. And I am just going to do that with each one just by pulling out a little string of that Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree, wrapping it into a quick little circle and just kind of flattening it with my fingers, and then just hot gluing that one in each little section. This was maybe one of my favorite DIYs today. I love how it turned out. It's just so cute. Now the only thing it needs, I think, is some eggs laid in there. And so I decided to make some with some of that white Model Magic from the Dollar Tree. They do have wooden eggs, and I did find some while I was making this video. And so I do use them later on, but then look how easy it was to make it with the Model Magic. Just make a little tiny ball and then just kind of flatten it into an oval shape. And these were so easy to make. You don't have to paint them or anything. If you can find the white Model Magic, you're going to be good to go. Or otherwise, I guess you could do colored ones too. It'd be pretty. I want this to be a nice spring tier tray and kitchen decor, so I can leave it up all spring, even after Easter. So I have one egg in each one, just doing a little dot of hot glue on each one so I can glue it kind of in the nesting materials. And I think that looks so cute. So that's our first DIY. It's a little DIY chicken coop using 2 little lanterns from the Dollar Tree. Okay, up next is this cute little chick. I found him at the Target dollar spot. It's made out of this, like, I don't know what it's called, like straw material. They're so cute. They have so many things for Easter and spring this year. And this is the little chick. He's got little black feet and a little orange beak. He's so cute, and I'm going to use him on my little chicken tier tray in the kitchen. Next DIY, we're going to use one of these little chalkboards from the Dollar Tree. Isn't this cute? It like stands up like that. I thought that'd make a really cute little farm sign. I just kind of wanted to customize it a little bit to kind of make it match my decor. I want to go with like a country blue color almost today, and I totally did not have that color. So I'm just mixing a couple different blues together and whites until I get the color I'm looking for. And you'll see my inspiration pieces here in a little bit, why I kind of wanted to do this color. I probably should have taped the chalkboard a little bit, because even with a tiny brush, I was still getting paint on it, but that's okay. I was just wiping it off with just a little baby wipe. And I'm just going to go all the way around the frame. You could also stain it if you wanted to. I'm going to paint all of the visible surfaces here on the front. And then I'm going to stand this up on the top of my tier tray. And so I was worried that you might be able to see the insides, the back. And I kind of wanted it a little bit lighter, so I did add some white to this coat, and I'm going to go over it with that. And that was a perfect match for some of our other DIYs today. Just a very light, like country blue. So I'm also going to just use my tiny brush. We're going to go all around. We're going to paint both sides. Now, since it's going to be open on the tray, you're going to be able to see the back as well. So I'm going to go in there and just paint the little wooden border all the way around, trying to make it look as neat as I can. And then since it is a tier tray, I was kind of thinking that you're going to be able to see like the top, the back. So I'm just going to paint basically any of the wood surfaces with the blue. And it got a little easier with a little practice here. So we have a little blue chalkboard. I know they have these for like dry erase as well, I think. Instead of using chalk or a chalk pen, I'm just going to use a paint pen. Why not? It'll look like chalk. And I am just going to spell out fresh eggs on here in kind of like the skinny like Ray Dunn font. It's pretty easy to do once you get the hang out of it, but you could always use your Cricut or just your regular handwriting. It would be super cute because it is supposed to be like a little farm sign. So we're going to have it spell fresh eggs. Sometimes you have to go over it a couple times to get good coverage there. And then I thought I'll put a price like 25 cents or something like that. maybe 25 cents per egg. Eggs are so expensive. Are you guys dyeing eggs for Easter? If so, do you plan to eat them since they're so expensive? We haven't talked about doing it, but I'm sure we will. Now, I thought it needed a little decor. I thought it was a little plain, so I'm just going to glue a little bit of Spanish moss just on the edge of my chalkboard, just for something extra. And since I am so good at making model magic eggs, I thought I could decorate it with some eggs on there as well to kind of go with my chicken and eggs theme here on these DIYs. So I think that looks like a pretty decent nest. And then we're just going to pull off some of that model magic and shape it into little eggs. I've got some serious paint going on in my hands. I was crafting a lot, obviously. And I think maybe like just 2 little eggs here would look really cute. Just to add a little something to it, you know? And so this little DIY is complete. It is ready to go for my tier tray, and I think it's so cute. What do you guys think about this one? Little fresh eggs, 25 cents. Now, the next items, I found these at the Target dollar spot as well. They've been getting some really cute items in for their fairy garden section, and they had this little chicken coop. Isn't it cute? It's even got grass in it. It is adorable, and it was only $3. I thought this was perfect for a chicken tier tray because of its size, but you could use it in any decor. And they also had the little tiny chickens with it. Some chicks and a larger chicken, and I think those were $3 as well. I didn't want to focus very well, I'm pretty sure. And I saw these and I had to have them. They also have some really cute beach fairy garden stuff that I just put in my shopping haul video. They are really getting some cute little fairy garden stuff in, and you don't have to use them for a fairy garden. They are great size for a tier tray as well because they're just miniatures basically. And so there's my little chicken and chicks. And I thought about putting like the little chicks like inside of it. I decided to kind of put them in front of it, just kind of like pecking around, but the door is open. So I do always have like the opportunity if I want to go in there. Probably have to glue it down though. I don't think that they're going to stay in place too well, but I thought it was super cute. Okay, the next little chicken DIY, I'm going to use one of these little galvanized buckets from the Dollar Tree. And I thought we can make this look like a bucket of chicken feed. And so I'm just going to use a white paint pen and do like a Raydun font and just spell out feed, just really simple on the galvanized metal bucket. And then I'm going to use some of my son's birdseed. I thought that'd be perfect. All I'm going to have to do is like pick out all of the sunflower seeds, and it's going to look just like chicken feed. I popped like a little pom-pom in the bottom of mine just to kind of fill up some space so I didn't have to use quite as much seed. But that's all I'm going to put in there. It looks like little tiny seeds and corn, just exactly like what a chicken would eat. My son and I were discussing whether we would like to have chickens. I think I'm kind of scared of them. He really is a fan and thinks we should have chickens. I think I'm scared of them because my grandmother used to have chickens. And I remember chickens with no heads, so that could be part of my chicken trauma. But I think it would be kind of fun to own chickens and definitely help with the price of eggs for sure, maybe. Or maybe they're really expensive to keep. I don't know. Do any of you guys have chickens? You post in the comments below. And this DIY was super easy for my little tier tray, and it's ready to go. Okay. Next up, they have these great chicken eggs at the Crafter Square at my Dollar Tree. And they look just like farm fresh eggs. I thought they were so cute. If you can't find these at Dollar Tree, they also had them at my Target dollar spot for spring and Easter. I'm just going to use an old sign that I have left over from another DIY. This is just from Dollar Tree. It just got like a little raised panel, but the sign was the right size because I want to make like a little egg holder. Now, I had some removable wallpaper on there before, so I'm going to replace it with just a white board one that's going to kind of blend in a little bit just to cover up that before, because even though it's called removable wallpaper, obviously it's not too removable because I couldn't get it off that sign. So I'm just going to lay that down. But this was the perfect size to fit on my tier tray, and I thought we can make a little holder for these eggs. Now, they're in like this cardboard holder, and you would think that they would just be in there. But for some reason, they glued them in there, and I'm not really sure why. I guess they want you to display it all together like that, but I didn't really want mine to be in paper. I kind of wanted to make a cool little egg tray and make it into a DIY. So I am kind of having to rip the paper from the holder to get them out. I don't know why they're glued in there. That kind of surprised me. I didn't expect that. And then I need something. I don't have a drill or anything that can drill big holes, but I thought if I use some of these wood rings from the Dollar Tree, we could make a little base that would hold up eggs. And there's actually 6 in a package, and I have 6 eggs, so that works out perfectly. They have those little wood rings in different sizes. This is the smaller one of the 2 that I've seen. And then I just kind of want to make sides and make a little egg tray. So I'm going to use some of that thinner craft wood from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut that down. I ended up having to use like 1.5 pieces of that, but I'm just going to measure how long my sign is and cut a piece, actually cut 2 pieces down to that size, so I can cover the front and the back of my tray. And I think everything's going to fit in there really well. Front and back. Now with my extra piece, I'm going to go from front to back. So that one's going to kind of seal that in and make it square. And I have a scrap piece of another one. And I'm going to cut both of those down to cut down my left and right sides. No miter or anything like that. Just a very rustic, simple box. And I thought that'd be really cute. Now, if you don't want to build your little egg tray, they do have some really cute ones at the Target dollar spot right now. I love the Target dollar spot, but it seems like they have been getting a little bit more expensive. A lot of times the things that I think are going to be $3 are now like $5, which if you pick up a couple of them, that really kind of adds up. And so I thought I could DIY something here and put this all together. So I kind of figured out my spacing, and then I'm just kind of doing each end and then 2 in the middle for a total of 6 rings, just glued down so they don't go anywhere. And then I wanted to stain this raw wood from the Dollar Tree, kind of give it that same stain that we used on our little chicken coop that we made earlier by using some of that diluted Antique Wax by Waverly, and just kind of going over it and not really wiping it off, just kind of letting it dry on there. It gave me a very nice, like honey kind of stain. So, you can use Antique Wax by Waverly and get different colors and finishes. If you dilute it, you can also mix it with paint, which is going to make it a little bit thicker. But there's lots of options with it. I always love working with it because it dries a lot faster than stain. And for crafting purposes, we need to keep going. So I just do a bead of hot glue on the bottom of the craft wood, and I glue it to the front and the back, just trying to make it as square as I can. And then I'm going to glue the side on. I realized I also needed to do a little bit of hot glue on each side to glue it to the front and the back piece. And making a box like this, just really super easy to put together. And we have a little egg tray. Super cute. I kind of wanted it to have handles, and so I'm gonna make like just some really easy rope handles. I also stained the very top of the craft wood and the ends, just anywhere that's visible with a little bit more of that stain. So I give it a quick dry, and then I'm just going to use a paint pen. You could always use your Cricut for this. or any kind of lettering, but I'm just going to use a paint pen, do that same, the skinny font, and just spell out the word eggs on there. Sometimes, I don't know, my stain could have been a little bit drier. Makes it a little bit challenging to use a paint pen on, but I persevered. It also caused a tiny bit of bleeding, but I kind of liked that. It made it look more rustic, more farm-like. Just simply spelling out eggs. I thought that would be cute. Okay, it's all constructed and labeled. So I'm just going to use some of that thicker jute twine from Walmart and make some handles. It is a little fuzzy though, so I am just going to burn off some of that fuzzy before I even start. And then I am just going to hot glue that into the corners of my newly made tray. And you could use anything. You could use like little leather straps from the Dollar Tree, or if you have some drawer pulls or something like that, that would be really cute as well. I just wanted something very simple and very rustic. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the other side down so they'll be about the same size, and just simply putting some hot glue in the corner of our little egg box and gluing our handle in. You could also use like the wired jute from the Dollar Tree. That would make it keep its shape. This is pretty thick, and so it kind of keeps its shape on its own. And we have two little handles. And I don't really want to glue my eggs down. That was kind of the whole purpose of making the base, where it can be like a little holder, so I can just kind of put them in there. And then I can use this for like colored Easter eggs and stuff like that as well, maybe next year for Easter. I alternate the different colors of brown and fill up my egg box with those Dollar Tree eggs. Love that DIY. Okay, this was my inspiration piece for the tier tray stuff. I got this at the Target dollar spot. Man, I don't know why my camera does not want to focus, but it was $3 for all of these. It's a little box of eggs. They're already in there, a little crate with 3 eggs in there, and it says Farm Fresh on the front. Super cute. This was in with their spring like tier tray stuff at the Target dollar spot. And then this little wood chicken with the blue sides, so you can kind of see the colors that I was trying to go with. And then a little metal fresh egg sign. These are all going to be really cute with the tier tray stuff, with the chicken DIYs. Aren't they cute? They're all ready to go. I don't have to do anything to them. And then the next find for my tier tray is this little egg chicken that I got at the Dollar Tree. They had these in white and black, but I really liked the white one. He's really cute. And then I also found this chicken at the Target dollar spot. This is the larger one, the hen. It was also $3. And it's super cute. It's got like the 2 different colors of like straw, I guess, on there. And the little beak, the little chicken parts are like pink felt. But look how cute he is. He's perfect for any kind of chicken decor. And he is in with all of their spring stuff they have right now at the Target dollar spot. Okay, next DIY. I have this left over from Valentine's Day. But they also have these in their home decor section. I saw someone there today at Dollar Tree. But it's a little barn, and it's got that barn roof line, and so that's exactly what I wanted for a chicken barn, if you will. So it's got writing all over the front of it. So the first thing I have to do is just paint it white. I really want to like mask all of that writing on there. And then I can go in and kind of, paint it and kind of make it my own. Now, 1 coat of the white acrylic was not enough. You could still see the writing through there pretty good, so I did have to touch it up a little bit more. I'm going to mix my 2 different blues and whites together and try to get that like country blue color again that we've been using for a lot of these DIYs. And we are going to give this little barn a coat of blue. Because a barn can be any color you want, right? And I have like that blue chalkboard, and so This is going to go on the bottom part of my chicken tier tray, so I kind of wanted some blue for the bottom as well. And I'll take you through the whole process of me building my tier tray today. We're also going to do other chicken DIYs to decorate your kitchen as well. So I just use a small brush anytime I'm around the roof line because I like the finish of the wood on there. I wanted to leave that as is. And then I'm going to use my white paint pen. I think I have this listed in my Amazon shop below, but it is a great white paint pen. I really like it. I think it's called Posca. And I'm just going to use like a skinny font, and I'm going to spell out spring chickens because that is the theme today of these DIYs. I think they're such a fun idea to decorate for spring. Now, if you want yours to be perfect, you could always use your Cricut. But I was maybe a little off center on this, but good enough. And that Ray Dunn font's supposed to look a little bit irregular, right? And then I'm just going to do like a simple like rectangle on the bottom and just make a really simple little farm door. I thought about drawing some windows on there as well, but I decided just a quick X, and that's really all it needs. So there is our little spring chickens barn. I think it's so cute, and it kind of spells out the theme here, and it also works like as a sign for my chicken tier tray. Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick moment and tell you about my Facebook group. I also have a Facebook page. I will link them both below. We would love to see you over on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest at Crafty Beach on YouTube. And I would love it if you would follow me over there. It's a quick, free way to support my channel. Okay, now on to the larger chicken DIYs. I found this great little cutting board, a decor sign at the Target dollar spot, and I thought this would be really easy to DIY. I'm just going to use it for decoration, of course, because we're going to paint it and such. But isn't it cute? I think these are new. I'm not sure if all of my Dollar Trees carry it, but my larger Dollar Tree has all kinds of cute crafting stuff like this in now. And so we're going to mix up that same color we've been using today, that like country blue color. So I'm going to mix some blues and whites together and get that same color. I'm just going to kind of do like a kind of a farmhouse vibe. I just kind of want like a very rough paint job on my cutting board. And then we're going to use that little chicken stencil from the Dollar Tree to decorate it more. And this raw wood from the Dollar Tree is just so easy to paint. One coat of acrylic is plenty. It gives me great coverage on here. If you're going to hang yours where you might be able to see it from both sides, you might need to paint the back, but I'm just going to paint the front of mine for now and give that a quick dry, and then we can go over it with the stencil. I have used this stencil before from the Dollar Tree. It's a little farmer's market with a chicken on there. Isn't it cute? I did like a Farm Fresh fall tier tray, I think, that I used that on before. And I remember that it didn't like, it's not like a sticky stencil. I'm just going to use some painter's tape to tape it to my cutting board, but also taping it to my crafting mat as well, so it doesn't really move around. But you might have good results if you use some adhesive first, because as you're like tapping it, I'm using one of those little stencil sponges from the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. I did find that it was like kind of popping up as I was pouncing it, and so I was trying to be as careful as I can to try to avoid bleeding. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of bleeding because I'm going for that rustic vibe, but I want you to be able to read it. So I'm just going to do one coat of ivory all over with that. And maybe, you know, I do have some of that spray adhesive. Maybe I should use like spray adhesive or something on stencils. I don't do a lot of stencils like this. Usually the ones I make are with my Cricut and they're already sticky. So maybe that would help me. But it could be worse. I thought it was just, it was a little rough. Some of the cursive words were just a little bit hard to read, but not too bad, right? So I also wanted to stress it to give it that rustic farmhouse vibe. So using that same ivory, just working in one direction with a chunky brush from the Dollar Tree. And then I use a little tiny brush to kind of just touch up some of my cursive letters, just to make it a little bit easier to read. I found all the other letters were fine. I just wanted it to be legible for sure. And then I'm going to use a baby wipe to kind of lighten my distress a little bit, but it looks pretty good. Now that I have it all painted, we can give it a quick dry. Now I kind of needed like a rope handle or something, just because cutting boards usually have that, right? So you can hang it up. So I just used some of that Walmart twine and just tie a very simple knot at the top, and you have a hanger, and it's a little decorative piece on here as well. Now I liked it like this, but I thought we could make it even better. So I kind of wanted to make like almost like a Spanish moss wreath around our little design on there. So I'm just going to take strips of Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree and hot glue that to our cutting board, kind of like in a nest fashion. And I told you guys that I found wood eggs at the Dollar Tree. These were in with the Easter section, which honestly I've been skipping because I'm done with my Easter DIY videos, and I really do not need any more stuff. But when I saw these today, when I was in looking for Shore Living, which my large stores still do not have out, so don't panic if yours don't, it's coming. They just have all this Easter stuff that they need to try to sell first. I don't blame them. And so once I get it all glued around, I do give it a quick trim just to kind of clean it up a little bit and make it not look like such a hot mess. It's going to look a little bit like a hot mess, but just giving it a quick little haircut. And I thought we could do that, like that nest goes all the way around. It's super cute. And then we could just put little eggs in it for our chicken and eggs theme. I was trying to decide between, there was two different sizes. There was like a small and a larger one of the wooden eggs, but aren't these cute? So if you don't have any Model Magic, you could totally use these from the Dollar Tree as well. And they're so cute. They're like that, you know, wood, a raw wood. And so you could leave them like that, but I kind of want mine to look like eggs. So I'm going to paint mine ivory, just kind of the same vibe of our little DIY Model Magic eggs. And honestly, the wood ones might be more work just because you have to paint them. I used a makeup sponge, and there's really no way to grab onto these without just grabbing them with your fingers and getting paint all over yourself like I am doing. I thought about dipping them almost like wood beads, but the Model Magic was probably easier, right? Because it was already white and you just pinch it, hardens on its own. So either or. But I did a total of 6 of these, and I'm just going to hot glue these using enough hot glue so I can glue it down to the cutting board and not so much the nest. And I just do 1 at the top and the bottom, and then we can do 2 on each side. I am just kind of alternating my angle. One goes one way, one goes another way, all the way around, just to kind of give you that random feel. And I'm glad I decided to add this. I think this really took this cutting board and really took it up a notch. It almost kind of looks like a little reef now as well. And there is our little farmer's market cutting board with a little nest on there and a little chicken. I think it turned out really cute. Okay, our next chicken DIY, I got one of these little signs from the Dollar Tree and this cute little picture frame and some Dollar Tree chicken wire. And I thought we could do a fun chicken DIY. This is kind of like a cool sign. I've never DIY'd with this before. It's got like the little clothespin, wood beads, and string in there to hold a picture. Originally, I was going to pop the back out, but it's one of those frames from the Dollar Tree where you can't really do that without breaking the sign apart. And then I realized that the wood in the back was actually really pretty. It really looked like real wood. It's textured and everything. And so I thought, we'll just leave it. So I'm just going to cut the string. I thought that the easiest way would be to cut it here from the back and then be able to pull it out. It just left very minor holes where that string was, and we'll start from there. And it is the perfect size for this little rooster. It's a galvanized metal rooster on this welcome to our home sign, which is really cute. I can probably always DIY this sign for a nice spring DIY. I'm just gonna use a little heat and my little Cricut spatula from the Dollar Tree. And we are gonna pop this off. A lot of you guys have asked where I got my heat gun. I got it on Amazon, and it is listed in my store below. But for some reason, when I tried to share it the other day, I don't think it was available right now. But if you click that link, I'm sure it will recommend an equivalent. It was so cheap, like $10, and I've been crafting with it for years, obviously, because of all the paint on it. But it works great. Now, I wanted to paint my little chicken. You could leave it the galvanized metal, but I wanted a little bit of that country blue color that we've been using on these DIYs. And I'm going to cover it with chicken wire too. So I kind of wanted my chicken to stand out a little bit. So I mixed my blues and whites together until I can get pretty close and then paint this. I just do one coat of blue over my chicken. If some of that metal wants to show through, I think that's cool. It'll just make it look a little distressed, right? And we're just going to attach our little metal chicken to that wood sign. Isn't that sign cute? If I see any more of those at Dollar Tree, I'll be sure to pick them up. It was very high quality, I think, for the Dollar Tree. And now this is the Dollar Tree chicken wire. This stuff can be hard to find, but you can use chicken wire from wherever. Or, you could even use some of those wire baskets from Dollar Tree. I've seen people make chicken stuff with those. By cutting like the top and the bottom off. I don't know how much work that would be though. But I'm going to try to unroll this chicken wire and we can attach it over the top of our little chicken like that. So I'm just going to use my staple gun. This is not like actually a wood frame, so I was a little concerned with stapling into it, whether it was going to hold up or not. But you know what? It held up just fine. So I just kind of stretched it all over, trying to get it on there before I go back and cut it down to size. I tried like my heavy duty scissors, but they didn't work too good. But the little floral scissors from the Dollar Tree work really well. So I'm just going to go in there and try to get it as close as I can to the frame so it's not really sticking out. And I will go back and cover up the staples and all the rough edges on that when I go to frame this out a little bit towards the end. My only challenge with using my staple gun is getting the staples on there where they're supposed to go. And I think that looks pretty cool. I have two sides secured, and I was thinking, I wanted to put a nest in there, and I forgot. So I'm just going to pop this one off at this corner, and so we can put a little bit of that Spanish moss in there. Because it kind of has like a shadow box effect, I have room for a little bit more decoration. So I'm just going to simply take a string of Spanish moss and hot glue that to the bottom where it kind of looks like the chicken is standing in this like nesting material. And it doesn't have to look perfect. I'm just trying to clean it up the best that I can. And clean up any like spare pieces that are kind of poking out the edges of the chicken wire. And I think that just adds another little fun touch. And then I wanted to do some eggs in there as well. So these are the smaller size wood eggs that I found at the Dollar Tree today in the Easter section. And so we're just going to paint them ivory as well. If you wanted to take yours up a notch, you could always try to do like a speckle pattern on there as well. But I'm already making a big enough mess today. I don't need to be doing any speckling. So I just did 3 of the little tiny eggs, and I'm just going to kind of hot glue them into a little pile over here in the corner, just to kind of go with our chicken and egg theme. And there's definitely room inside there. Once I'm going to lay like the chicken wire on top. So fun. And I'm glad I went back and did that because it did add extra detail. Now, I did find that it was a little arched on top from being rolled up, I guess. So I'm just trying to pull it as straight as I can. And then I can trim off any of the wire edges. But that flattened it out pretty well. I'm just kind of making this little chicken as a decor piece that's going to go like next to my tier tray. Because, you know, you don't have to stop at the tier tray alone. You can decorate the entire area and it's super fun. So I cut off all my excess wire, everything's stapled down. Now I need to cover up all that hot mess. I'm going to use the Dollar Tree wood rope. It's going to give you that rustic feel, and I'm using like kind of the larger one, I guess. And we can just frame this out. It's going to cover up all of the rough edges for my chicken wire. It's going to cover up all my crazy staples, which you do have to staple quite a few times on each side to keep that taut. And then I'm just going to use that same piece of rope and go around all the edges, not cutting in between. It's okay if it kind of has rounded corners. I think that'll look cute. And it still has, like, you know, the white frame along the outside that you can see, which totally goes with our DIYs today as well. And it's so cute. This is how it looks framed out. I love DIYing with the chicken wire. My bee video that I did recently, I made it look like a honeycomb. It's so fun to decorate with. Just be careful you don't cut yourself. And then I just burn off all the fuzzies there on my rope. And then I thought, it needs a word. It needs a word. Somehow I need to get a word in here. And then I thought, it needs Scrabble tiles. These are the Scrabble tiles from the Dollar Tree. You kind of have to be lucky to find these. If you can't find them at Dollar Tree, I think you can order them online. But I think you get the black and white ones as well. But you can also get these, I think, at any craft store. I used to buy them at Dollar General. I think they still have them there. But I think probably Walmart, I think any kind of craft store carries these anymore. You don't have to go after an actual Scrabble kit or game. And I'm just going to make my little Scrabble tiles spell out the word cluck. You get 26 of those in a thing, so you get one of each letter of the alphabet. So I did have to use partial bag and another bag because I needed 2 C's. But isn't that cute? I think it turned out really sweet. Another little chicken DIY using items from the Dollar Tree. And it's got a hanger on the back so I can hang this, or I can just use it as like a shelf sitter. And this is how it looks hanging. I think it's so cute. See the texture of that wood? Isn't that really cute? And I like the little blue galvanized metal rooster. He's so cute. And our little eggs are a nice touch. Okay, this is our last chicken DIY today. I'm going to DIY one of these little farm fresh signs from the Dollar Tree. I don't really want the black and white gingham ribbon, so we're just going to go ahead and cut that off. And there's little tacks, but be careful when you pull them off because look, I totally ripped the paper. That's okay. I'm just going to use some Mod Podge to glue that back on, and you'll never know because we're going to kind of finish this. I really like the words Farm Fresh on there. We're going to go with that. But I'm going to have it spell out Farm Fresh eggs. But I kind of want it to match my vibe of our DIYs that we did for my kitchen. So I'm going to make some more stain by mixing some antique wax by Waverly with the water to make a very light stain. And we're going to go all over this sign. Now, of course, this is like paper that I'm staining and not like real wood. And so it can be a little difficult. When I follow it up with a paper towel, you only get that very little stain, which I wanted more than that. So I'm going to go over it again. This time I'm not going to wipe it off with a paper towel. I'm just going to try to get like a wood grain by working in one direction, and then I just use my heat gun to dry it, and it gives you that cool wood vibe. Which I like it better like that. What do you guys think? Now I need to cover up the happiness part, and so I'm going to use some of this Dollar Tree burlap roll to cover that up. I just need to cut a strip that's going to cover up the word happiness. And then I don't have to paint over it or anything. It'll give me a base that I can attach eggs to. So I'm just going to kind of cut it down perfectly to size to cover up the word happiness. I was a little worried that you were still going to be able to read through it, but in the end, since I'm adding a word over it, you really don't notice it at all. I'm going to use the little wood letters from the crafter square, and we're going to spell out eggs. So these are a nice size letter. Again, you're getting one of each letter of the alphabet because you get 26, and I need 2 G's, so I did have to go in for another bag to spell out eggs. Isn't that cute so far? I love this DIY, and it's nice size too for my kitchen. I want my eggs to be that country blue color we've been working with today. I should have just mixed up a ton of this color to start with. Gosh, I had to mix it over and over. But that's okay. And they're not all the same color of blue, but they're kind of pretty close. And then just using a makeup sponge is the easiest way I have found to paint those little raw wood letters. They're so cute. They're easier to paint than the metal ones for sure, and they're larger. And now we can just glue our letters onto that burlap roll. And once you get them all on there, you definitely can't read the word underneath. This was a really fun Dollar Tree flip because I really wanted a Farm Fresh egg sign, and I thought this would just be a perfect touch. So just using very minimal hot glue on that, just enough to glue those letters to the burlap. And then I need to replace the ribbon. I'm going to use the existing hanger at the top. And I didn't really have any blue ribbon, but I do have some of this like ivory like lace ribbon from the Dollar Tree. So we're going to replace it with that. I did save the thumbtacks. So I'm just gluing that down, cutting off a strip. And I'm going to go ahead and cut another piece here for the other side. My paper did rip kind of on that side as well, but that's okay. Most of it's going to be covered up, I think, with a ribbon. And I hot glue that down and put the thumbtack in there. Isn't that cute? I love the sign because it has the little wooden dowel hanger too that we can wrap the little ribbon around, and we have a nice large sign to hang in my kitchen. And I love the hanger. I think it's perfect. So I think we'll just put it over the little ribbon, lace ribbons over the little dowel, and then just simply hot glue those to the back. This is a thin Dollar Tree sign, so no staples on this one. And it's pretty easy to know where to attach this because I could see where my paper ripped before. All right, here's our little Farm Fresh egg sign. I think it looks really sweet, but I thought it needed just another detail, maybe some more eggs. And so I'm going to use some of the little wood eggs from the Dollar Tree. I had 3 extra, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint them ivory like I did the other ones. And I thought, I like to work in odd numbers. I thought 3 would look really cute right there at the bottom. And just make this little chicken DIY, just take it up a little notch. I really hope you've enjoyed these chicken DIYs today. I've done chicks for Easter before, but I've never really done a chicken DIY or anything quite that farm related. But I thought I had a lot of fun making chickens. So I'm going to glue a little Spanish moss down first, just creating a little tiny nest here at the tip of my sign. And then I'm going to hot glue my little eggs right on top. I try to give you guys some different content. I know not all of you guys are beach lovers, so I have a lot of beach stuff coming out right now, so I thought we would break it up with some chickens. And I love the idea of spring chickens for my tier tray for the kitchen because Easter's going to be here soon, and I won't have to take it down. I can leave it up until summer. I glue a little bit more Spanish moss down here in the tip just to make it look a little bit better, and I think that looks fantastic. There's our little Farm Fresh egg sign. I think it looks better than it did to begin with, and it was a fun DIY to create. And this is how it looks hanging in my home. And it really kind of gives you that wood look, even though it's definitely not wood. Okay, this is the tier tray that we're going to decorate today in my kitchen. Is my white tier tray. I got this on Amazon. I always have it posted in the links below in my Amazon shop. I bought the white one and the wood, like the stained wood one. I love them both. I love the rectangular shape. So first up is our little chicken coop DIY that we made. It is so sweet, and I think it's going to be perfect right here in the back of my tier tray. And then our little blue chalkboard that we made with the fresh eggs. And I really think those little Model Magic eggs turned out great. And our little chick that I got at the Target dollar spot, he totally goes with the vibe. He doesn't need anything. And our little bucket of feed that we DIY'd using some bird seed and a bucket from the Dollar Tree. And then this little miniature chicken coop, I'm going to use that on the top as well. And I'm going to kind of put my chickens kind of in front. I still haven't decided if I should put one of my little chicks in the coop or maybe move that chicken to the coop that we DIY'd. Can't decide. Let me know in the comments below whether I should move my chicks, because I totally will, because I was completely unsure. I just kind of stand them up in front, kind of like a chicken yard. One's pecking, one's kind of looking at the big chicken. Trying to show you, because the angle I was at, it was kind of hard to show you that. But I think that looks really good for the top of the tier tray. And now we can move to the bottom of this tier tray. Here's our little spring chicken's barn. It's a perfect height back here. It's going to fill up all that space, but it's not too tall. And the spring chickens is kind of high, so you'll still be able to read it. I thought it would look really cute if I used Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree just as a filler down here to kind of go with my egg themes. These are those farm fresh eggs that we got at the Target dollar spot in that little prop pack that they had. I'm going to kind of sit that over on this side of our tier tray as well. And then in front of that, I thought it would be really cute to do that little chicken that we got at the dollar spot at Target. And just kind of scattering that around. I don't want like a very thick layer of the Spanish moss, just some character. And you kind of blocks the little farm fresh eggs that we had over here. So we'll just move those over to the whole area a little bit so you can kind of see those peeking out. This is a tier tray that I leave on my kitchen counter, and so you're only going to be able to really see it from the front and the sides a little bit. I kind of tuck it away in the corner. But I love having a tier tray in my kitchen. I think it's so fun. The white one is my favorite one to use in the kitchen for sure. I'm going to get some of the little branches out just because they were a little crazy. And now we can decorate the other side of our tier tray. Here's our little eggs crate that we made. It barely fits in here. I probably should have measured, but like a glove, fits right in there. I'm going to put that in the back of my tier tray. And I'll add a little bit more Spanish moss here in front. And we can fill it up with the rest of our finds. Up next is that cute little egg chicken from the Dollar Tree. Isn't he cute? Kind of looks like an egg. And then our little blue and wood chicken from that prop pack at the Target dollar spot. And then that also came with that little metal sign that said farm fresh eggs, or fresh eggs, I guess. We'll stand it up back here over to the side, kind of peeking out where you can still kind of see it. And I think this looks great. I think this is definitely full enough. Definitely a fun vibe for my kitchen for spring. Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick moment before the final reveal to tell you about memberships. I've introduced those on my channel. For $4.99 a month, you can get early access to my videos and other perks. And it's a quick, easy way to support my channel. I already have 2 members. I'm going to give a shout out to Coastal Couple and Karen O'Haron for supporting my channel. You can cancel anytime, but it's just a nice way to support my channel and help keep these videos coming. And I also wanted to thank the following Crafty Beach Moms for sending me super thanks, super chats, and donations on my channel. You guys are very appreciated, and I always want to say thank you. Okay, it's time for the final reveal. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment your favorite DIY or find below, and don't forget to subscribe. Road to 15K.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken. And I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. Gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. Gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken and take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken, and I'll let my